Absolutely. Thank you for that comment. It has to start early. You're exactly right. Look, some of you parents are trying to discipline a teenager when you never established authority when they were 2. And now you're shocked that your 15-year-old who never heard the word no, who never faced any consequences, and has never been corrected, thinks they run the house. What did you think was going to happen? I mean, they made the decisions and they've run the house for the last 15 years. In fact, they've told you what you're going to do. Listen to me carefully. The formative years matter. The early years matter. The habits, attitudes, and boundaries that are established when they're little become the foundation for their life as they grow up. It's why my daughter has begun with my 15-month-old granddaughter, Olivia. She's setting boundaries and consequences early. When she tells Olivia, don't play in the dog's food and water bowl, and she does it anyway, she swats her on the hand, or she picks her up and swats that backside. Nothing wrong with that. She's setting the standard early. Proverbs 22:6 says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he'll not depart from it. Notice something about that verse. It says train up a child. It didn't say train up a grown man. It didn't say train up a rebellious teenager. It said train up a child. Man, you got to start early. That word train implies intentionality. It means correction, repetition, consistency, instruction. Look, parents, discipline is not something you start after the wheels come off. Man, it's something you start before the accident ever happens. And studies consistently show that children develop patterns of behavior, their self-control, their respect for authority in their early years. The earlier healthy boundaries and consequences are established, man, the greater the likelihood that those are going to be ingrained in their lives as they grow up. That's not just psychology. That's biblical wisdom. Proverbs 13:24 says, he who spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him is diligent to discipline him. And some versions even say promptly. Discipline promptly, not eventually, not when it's convenient. Here's one for you. Some of you aren't going to like this. Not after you've asked 15 times. Promptly. Not before somebody, look. Before you get mad, let me be clear. If you have a child that's 15, 16, or 17, I'm not saying quit. That's not the message. I'm not saying throw up your hands and surrender. I'm not saying it's too late. God is still able. You can still set standards. You can still enforce, set boundaries. You can still enforce consequences. You can still lead your home. There are things you can do. But just understand what I'm trying to say in this video. It's much easier to shape wet concrete than it is to chisel up hard concrete. The years you spend laughing at disrespect when they were 5, those are the years you're going to spend crying about rebellion when they're 15. Look, parenting isn't just providing food and iPhones and video games and designer clothes. Parenting is training. Parenting is correction. Parenting is instruction. Parenting is preparing your children to live under the authority of God long before they ever even live on their own. Man, start early. Parents, start early. Be consistent. Set boundaries. Enforce consequences. I need to say that one again. Enforce consequences. And stop apologizing for the job that God has given you to do, being a parent. Look, if this message is tracking with you, pick up my new book, Raising Children in the Lion's Den. I think it's a great biblical tool for you. The introductory price of $4.99 with a discount code, Parenting 101. It's all one word, Parenting 101. The link is in the bio. I think it'll be a great tool for you and your family. God bless you today.